Up was the fire department wanted to have input in our development plans before they go to the planning board. Excuse me. And Bruce has talked.
Taken care of a year ago. I thought that was taken care of a year ago.
Well, we discussed it that night, and Bruce is taking care of how they'll have the chance to be able to talk and look at the plans before they go out. Another thing they talked about that night was the second check for the remainder of the 2013 2 mills tax. And I've talked with Dawn about it, and it'll be sent out to all 3 fire departments at the end of this week. And Dawn, what do we say, that's approximately $2,000 is the rest of it now? So that'll be going on. The question came up about the 2 mills tax that was dedicated to the fire department every year. And what we do is we do that in our end of the December meeting. Whenever we approve our budget, we approve the tax levy approval at the same time, and that's whenever that's approved every year by resolution. So we did want to set up another meeting with the fire departments sometime in April. So if everybody could, the different departments could look, and the supervisors, when we come to our April meeting there, let's try to have some dates available that everybody could make it so that we can discuss some more of these issues. There's still a few more questions we're working on, but we'll be able to see if we can come up with the answers by that meeting. Okay, so...
what are those questions?
I don't have them all with me.
You send them out to all of them?
Yeah, I'll try to.
Thank you.
But it's a lot of the things that we discussed that night at the meeting. First, fire department.
Bill Cass, I'm the new Chief 28 at Lawrence. It was a very productive meeting, I'll start off with that. And we have a lot of questions, a lot of answers about the funding and getting the plans ahead of time. I think we're all on the same page and want to work together as a group. I don't see anything changing, and we're handling calls as necessary and training people and trying to get our numbers up, just like every other department. I mean, we handle the job now, but everybody needs more people and more help. But I think working with the township and work with the other departments has been going really, really well. I can thank Chief Sadowski for that. He's opened all the doors here and with the other 2 departments, and nothing's going to change in that respect. I'd just like to say, because there's a lot of rumors, Chief Sadowski is the heart and soul of our department. He's the MVP. He's not going anywhere. He's taking a little time off, but he's resolving an issue tonight. He's already stepped up for 3 projects. There was no bloody coup or any hard feelings here. It was just some changes. But he's, like, again, he's the heart and soul of our department, and if anybody has a relationship with him, he still feel free to act upon what you need to do, and he'll get the message to me or vice versa. There's no problems in our department, and that's where I want to leave it. If anybody has any questions, let me know. But we want to work with the board, and we want to work with the other departments just as usual. And I have a little different background, and I'm just going to work on some internal problems, like updating our ordinances, like we talked to our bylaws, as you want to call them, our procedures, and our internal budgets and stuff. Get our paperwork up to date and get new grants and that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm leaving.
It did remind me of one thing when you said that with the grants too. I did talk to Dawn, and Dawn said that any grants that he gets, any information on grants, he'll forward them to the fire departments like he's been doing. Said that there's anything that he gets across his desk, he could help his apply by doing that.
And that's great because, obviously there's individual grants for departments, but we also, there are some possible collective type grants, township-wide or facilities. That'd be great because you never have enough money, I guess. I'm not Bill Gates, I don't know. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right.
Bill, I need your email address.
No problem. And I'll have everything on letterhead for you, but I'll give it to you at the end of the meeting.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Bills are efficient.
Cecil number 2.
Yeah, he walks like skis.
Baby sister.
I wish.
My kid Cass married my sister. He might be his kid.
That's not done.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, we have had 24 calls this month.
Yeah.
We've had 8 fire alarms, 2 structure fires, 8 medical, 1 water emergency, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 2 CO calls, 1 public service. And our training We have February 10th at Cecil, number 3, railroad emergency. And we have 6 guys going to Williamsport in March, and we have 2 going to Dayton, Ohio in May. And we also think the meeting was productive that we had with the supervisors.
Sounds good, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. Okay, Ed, you're up.
Good evening, everybody. We had 32 calls for the month, 11 in our own territory, broken down as 8 EMS assists, or I'm sorry, 4 EMS assists, 4 accidents, 1 structure fire that wasn't very much, was pretty minor, which was good, 1 utility lines down, and 1 public service call. We answered 9 calls to assist Cecil 1, 9 calls to assist Cecil 2, 2 to Mount Pleasant Township, and 1 to McDonald. 7 men per call on average, and 130 hours or 130 man hours in answering fire calls. Several training opportunities that we had during the month and coming up in the future, a lot similar to what Tony had said. We're also, Our Ladies Auxiliary is having a Valentine's Day dance next Saturday, the 8th. And hopefully the weather will be good. If it's not good, then it'll be postponed until the 15th. And speaking of grants, we were just notified here this past week that we received a $12,647 grant from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So we're going to use that toward debt reduction on our outstanding debt on our fire trucks.
That's great, Ed, thanks.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Oh, the meeting was good too.
I think the participation by everybody worked good, and I look forward to having one again in April. Okay, that's all the reports now. Under announcements, the Cecil Township Historical Society will meet Wednesday, February 26, 2014 at 6 p.m. in the meeting room of the Township Building. The Think Spring, Saturday, February 22nd, 2014, 1 p.m. in the meeting room is sponsored by the Cecil Township Parks and Rec Board. Okay, we'll move on to the resolutions now. Number 24-2014, consider subdivision plan 2014-002, Genoka plan of subdivision, lot subdivision located on DePauli Road, R1 zoning district. Joseph Genoka applicant. Approval is contingent upon approval of the on-lot septic system planning module by Washington County Sewage Council. Bruce, can you pull this up for us? Dan, do you have some information on it for us now?
Sure. This property was previously subdivided. The property was specifically just divided into 2 lots previously, and they sold off one of the lots. Now they're taking lot 3 and they're dividing it into 2 lots that are approximately 2.5 acres in size. The plan meets the requirements of the ordinance in terms of setbacks and lot size and all the bulk and area dimension requirements of the ordinance. As was mentioned in the motion, they just need to get the sewage approved. They have done the perk tests on the site, and they believe they have an application into the Washington County Sewage Authority, and pending approval of the planning module, as Bruce has stated in the agenda, it's ready to go.
Okay. Is there any question from the supervisors? It looks like they've divided that almost exactly in half, acreage-wise.
Approximately.
I'll make the motion that we approve resolution 24, 2014.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It passes. Resolution 27, 2014. Consider the full release of funds related to installation of private improvements for the Milan Corporation headquarters South Point Center Lot 11 on Town Center Boulevard, a total reduction of $3,738,415.23 as recommended by the Township Engineer. Dan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is the new Mylan headquarters in South Point 2. As you're probably aware, the building is opened up down there, and all the site improvements have been installed in accordance with the approved plan, and it's in a condition for full release, pending just one minor administrative item that we usually get as-built plans related to this. So Bruce and I will take care of that.
So everything's set. Do I have a motion? It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
One exception, no one exempting on that. Okay. Resolution 28, 2014, consider the release of funds related to installation of private improvements for Main Street and South Point Town Center from $1,170,092 to $31,163, a total reduction of $1,138,929 as recommended by the Township Engineer. Dan?
Yes, Mr. Chair and members of the board, this is the Main Street connection. This is the private road that actually connects South Point Boulevard up to the ring road around the perimeter. This is where they have the retail component going into place. They have done all the improvements there. There are a couple of minor punch list items related to some water issues, a little bit of sidewalk, and some landscaping that they have to complete. Most of that's been left out because they've started construction on the apartments down there. But spoke to Horizon, they understand that we're only doing a partial reduction on this, and my recommendation stands that we're going to hold some money back to make sure that those items are addressed in the future.
And the 31,000 should take care of that.
That's correct.
Any questions? Do I have a motion? It's been moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes. Consider number 29, 2014. Consider the release of funds related to installation of public improvements for Ironwood 2 development in South Point from $1,149,919.10 to $397,375.10. A total reduction of $752,544 is recommended by the Township Engineer. Again, Dan.
Sure. This is the new development. This is the Ironwood section of the development, the addition down there that's being done by Meritage, and they've installed everything down there. The road is paved with the exception of the final wearing course. So this is in order. We still have sufficient funds on this, and probably springtime or a little bit later, or next year later in the year, they'll probably be requesting a further reduction and a move to accept the road. But at this time, it's just for a partial reduction.
Any questions?